Howdy folks, Brother Jim reporting here at End Times Prophecy News. I try to do a live stream, but for these shorter clips, we're just going to go ahead and use my Camtasia studio. I found this really interesting from Gateway pundit Vladimir Putin ties Democrats to Soviet communists and says he would be happy to work with Joe Biden. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know the Democrats have been working with the Russians over many things in the past. The Clinton cabal, the uranium, taking all kinds of money. Robert Mueller took all kinds of money, millions of dollars from the Russians as well. It's so corrupt. Vladimir Putin, look at this picture. It's like he's giggling. Vladimir Putin told Russia TV this week that U.S. Democrats remind him of the Soviet communists of the past. For some reason, he didn't say anything bad about Trump. And why? Because that's exactly the truth. The Democrats have been projecting their collusion and their corruption over with Vladimir Putin onto Trump, right? To bring around the crossfire hurricane and Russian collusion investigation. He also said he would be happy to work with Joe Biden. This is very interesting. Of course he's going to be more happy to work with Joe Biden and the Clinton cabal because pay for play. And Trump is harder on them. Of course he would. Biden would kill the U.S. energy sector and make the U.S. and Western Europe dependent on Russian oil again. Oh my. And then there's this trending, oh my God, no one is showing up to Biden-Harris events and no one is watching online. Biden-Harris has only 3% of President Trump's online viewership. I brought that up yesterday, but you know Biden's winning the election. Russian President Vladimir Putin has attempted to mark a positive resemblance between Democratic presidential candidate, former Vice President Joe Biden, and Soviet communists in a wide-ranging interview with the Russia TV channel, released Wednesday as the 2020 vice presidential candidates prepared to debate. The president said the Kremlin would be open to working with whoever sits in the Oval Office in 2021, despite U.S. intelligence reports indicating that Russia is trying to undermine Biden in the same way it did Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton in 2016, which is all deep state fake news working with the mainstream media to give you the propaganda. I mean, you might as well call America to the point of we are almost like Germany in World War II. We have a propaganda house. It's everywhere. And Fox News is worse than ever. Donald Trump has been telling them, you're no good anymore. He just put out a tweet on it. Putin just spoke favorably of the Biden and the Dems because he says they have common values with the Soviet Communist Party. Very true. Xi Jinping. Amazing, isn't it? Joe Biden again says voters don't deserve to know if we will pack the Supreme Court. I'm running a totalitarian dictatorship here. I'm not going to allow you to know what is coming your way. Just shut up and vote for me, says the pedophile. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden has stated that voters do not deserve to know whether he will pack the Supreme Court if he wins the election in November. On Friday, Biden was asked by 13 Action News anchor Rossi DeMattei if voters deserve to know if he plans to pack the court, a question that he and Kamala Harris have been blatantly refusing to answer, but the two-bit whore Kamala has answered it. She says, oh, definitely. So this part is not correct. It's on another news. I think it's Breitbart. Sir, I've got to ask you about packing the courts, and I know you said yesterday you aren't going to answer the question until after the election, but this is the number one thing that I've been asking about from viewers in the past couple of days, DeMattei said. Very interesting. Wasn't Obamacare the same exact way? You just need to vote for it to find out what's in it later. Well, you've been asked by the viewers who are probably Republicans who don't Mind me continuing to talk about what they're doing to the court right now, Biden snapped back. Well, sir, don't the voters deserve to know? No, they don't. Where is my Hitler mustache? Last week, Biden told reporters that the public will know if he plans to pack the court after the election is over. You'll know my opinion on court packing when the election is over. Biden said, his plan for America is, you need to vote. The people need to vote. That's his plan for making America great. Don't you dare say that, Jim. That's a racist thing to say, to make America great again. The left hates America, with the 1619 Project from the New York Times, critical race theory. Of course, Trump is killing that. Now look, I know it's a great question. I don't blame you for asking, but the moment I answer that question, the headline is every one of your papers will be out there that, other than focusing on what's happening now. What's happening now is Trump is destroying America.
Gotta stop. They'll know my opinion on court packing when the election is over. Now look, I know it's a great question, y'all, and I don't blame you for asking. But the moment I answer that question, the headline in every one of your papers will be about that. Other than focusing on what's happening now. The election has begun. There's never been a court appointment once an election begun, but 4 million or so people have already voted. They're denying the American people the one shot they have under constitutional law to be able to have their input, and that is picking the person who can name who they want.
I'm having problems with my but anyway, next thing up, oh boy, Joe Biden misreads teleprompter and calls for $15 million minimum wage. My last one of the day here. I will be broadcasting
incomes. A $15 million, or $15,000 minimum wage. I'm dreaming here. But a $15 minimum wage for our essential workers. We're not just going to praise you. We're going to pay you with a good wage. Ensure you have strong benefits. We'll ease the burden of the major cost.
2 microphones for 15 people, if he's lucky. The state of the Democrat Party. I can't even imagine working for him in his campaign. It's so shameful. The Democrat Party, what a shame. And they're stealing the votes and dumping out mail-in ballots and absentee ballots like crazy in the river everywhere. Should you vote like that? No, go to the polls. But don't worry, trust God. He's going to bring in Trump one more time. Why? Because we have the last Trump. And if the rapture happens at the last Trump, and the Bible doesn't even define what Trump means, we can only speculate. But God said, for some reason, that when Trump gets there, you're going to know it's the last Trump because his name is Trump. And if it happens at the last Trump, how can he be out of office and taken down and deposed, and Biden comes up if the rapture happens after? Impossible. Well, I guess you could say the rapture happens between now and 11/3, November 3rd. No, I sincerely doubt it. No, we're going to have 4 more years. We're going to have some bigger riots come November 3rd, but it's going to be over. The justice is coming to America. The 44th president is going to be stripped of his title, just like the Mark Taylor prophecy says. Thank you for listening. May the Lord bless.
If I shut up heaven that there be no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people, If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves, and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. Now mine eyes shall be open, and mine ears attent unto the prayer that is made in this place.